Hey, to all you stone cold liberals out there, Trump has condemned white supremacy since 2002. So, stone cold liberal media like CNN, MSNBC, and basically every other liberal media out there will keep pushing the fact that Donald Trump still hasn't condemned white supremacy, even though he condemned white supremacy like 15 times this year alone. And they still, these so-called journalists or reporters still ask the question: do you ask the question every time they get into a conflict with Donald Trump? Do you condone white supremacy? Do you condone white supremacy? And each and every time he said yes, but it seemed like they don't hear it. It seems like they don't want to hear it. It seems like if he says no, I don't. He says I don't condemn white supremacy. That's when they'll start getting the headlines saying Trump supports racism and all that stuff. So we're going to be looking into a video that shows that the many times that Trump condemned white supremacy. So it's on Donald Trump's official YouTube channel. I don't know if it's his official YouTube channel or if it's just yeah, it doesn't really matter for real if it's his or not. We're gonna look at all the times that Donald Trump has condemned white supremacy that the media refuses to actually acknowledge. So let's get into it.
I denounce white supremacy, okay? Wait, are you listening? I denounce white supremacy. Okay. What's your next question? I denounce white supremacy. Okay. You start off with white supremacy, I denounce it.
Are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups
Sure.
and to say that they need to stand down and not add to the violence in a number of these cities, as we saw in Kenosha and as we've seen in Portland?
Sure, I'm willing to do that. I totally disavow the Ku Klux Klan. I totally disavow David Duke. Any group of hate, whether it's white supremacy, whether it's any other kind of supremacy, whether it's Antifa, whether it's any group of hate, I am very concerned about it, and I'll do something about it. In one voice, our nation must condemn racism, bigotry, and white supremacy. These sinister ideologies must be defeated. Hate has no place in America. And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally.
They tried to push that he said there was
including the KKK.
That was good on both sides, from Nazis, from neo-Nazis and white supremacists. They tried to push that for the longest.
Groups that are repugnant.
He never said it. He never said it.
Dear as Americans. I didn't even know he endorsed me. David Duke endorsed me? Okay. All right. I disavow. Okay?
What about David Duke is saying to his supporters and followers, vote for Donald Trump. White supremacists are saying, vote for. Do you want those votes?
No, I don't want them, and I don't want him to say it.
How many times are they going to talk about David
Are
Duke?
you ready before you ask the question?
Newt Gingrich said every Republican should repudiate this guy,
I
no
did.
matter what it takes.
And I do. Rebuked. Is that okay? Rebuked.
Review.
Done.
Done.
When Chris
He
joined,
said it a bunch of times.
and they asked me the exact same question. I said, I disavow. I put out a tweet and I put out on Facebook that I totally disavow. And I disavowed then. I disavowed today on ABC with George Stephanopoulos. I disavowed again. I mean, how many times are you supposed to disavow? But I disavow.
Secondly, David Duke and all were disavowed. I disavowed him on Friday. I disavowed him on Twitter and Facebook. They were disavowed again. I disavowed him every time I speak to somebody virtually. It was totally disavowed.
So are you prepared right now to make a clear and unequivocal statement renouncing the support of all white supremacists?
Of course I am. Of course I am. I mean, there's nobody that's done so much for equality as I have.
These people need to be fired. These people need to be fired. Fired.
Numerous occasions
Fired.
over the years. I disavowed him. I disavowed the KKK. Just to put it clear, I disavowed him in the past, and I disavow him now.
What do you see as the biggest problem with the Reform Party right now?
Well, you've got David
And
Duke just joined.
this was back in 2002 or 2004. Yeah, 2002, 2004. One of those years.
Duke, and I disavowed him the day before at a major news conference, but I disavowed David Duke. Now, if you look on Facebook, right after that, I also disavowed David Duke. When we looked at it and looked at the question, I disavowed David Duke. So I disavowed David Duke all weekend long on Facebook, on Twitter, and obviously it's never enough.
How do you feel about the David Duke quasi-endorsement?
I don't need anybody's endorsement. I'm not looking
Would you
for...
repudiate David Duke?
Sure. How many times do I have to reject? I've rejected David Duke. I've rejected the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan. From the time I'm 5 years old, I rejected them.
David Duke and robocalls are out again, the white supremacist movement supporting you. Do you have any words for that?
Well, I disavow the Ku Klux Klan, which obviously I'm going to disavow.
Do you want white supremacists to vote for you?
No, I don't at all. Not at all. And I will tell you, this is not about hate. This is about love.
I have to say, I've said it many times, and let me be clear again, I condemn the KKK. I condemn all white supremacists. I condemn the Proud Boys.
I spoke out for
Even though the Proud Boys is not a white supremacist group.
And violence, and strongly condemned the
They're not. The Proud Boys is not a white supremacist group.
white supremacists and the KKK. So here is my first statement. When I heard about Charlottesville, we're closely following the terrible events unfolding in Charlottesville, Virginia. This is me speaking. We condemn in the strongest possible terms this egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence. We condemn in the strongest possible terms this egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence. It has no place in America.
So that was only 38 times that Trump condemned white supremacy. According to CNN standards, he's racist. CNN, he only condemned white supremacy 38 times. He's a racist. He's a white supremacist. Oh my God, these look, God, Jesus, whoever is up there, watching down, looking at us, look what discuss. I would not be surprised if a freaking meteorite just came down to hit us right now because of our stupidity and what we did to ourselves. And these are journalists, reporters who say they only speak the truth. And like this was only 38 times. He probably said even more. So we have reporters like CNN, MSNBC keep on saying he's a racist, even though he condemned white supremacy all these times. They're not journalists. They're only spreading propaganda. These people are not for truthful stories. They try to spread an agenda. They try to spread propaganda. They try to make it seem like Trump is the biggest KKK leader, the biggest racist out here. But they had nothing to show for it. They don't. They have nothing to show for it. What can they possibly say he has to show for it besides ending out that one video about him saying is good people on both sides, even though they edited that video saying he said that about Nazis and white supremacists, which he didn't. They lied. They lied about it. They lied. So what more do y'all want? If Joe Biden does win, and all the racist things he said about black people, you guys just put the biggest racist in the Oval Office. And guess what? If black people end up becoming worse off than ever before, even though they got it better during Trump's term, that's on y'all. You guys are putting in the same person, the same thing y'all claim y'all fighting against. Y'all not for patriotism. Y'all ain't for capitalism. Y'all for socialism and communism. You want to know the countries that failed at that? China, the Soviet Union, Russia. You guys are socialists and communists, and you don't even realize it. Or if you do realize it, and you still push these agendas, I don't know what to say. What to say about y'all? I really don't. You guys are just pitiful. You guys are just really pitiful. Now, a lot of liberals will call me Uncle Tom, Coon, and all that other stuff for supporting the Republican, even though it was the Republicans who founded I'm sorry, even though it was black people who founded the Republican Party. So how am I Uncle Tom? You guys sold out. You guys sold out to the Democrats because you guys believe all these lies. And when people say the party switched over, it did switch over. What happened was that the Democrats offered all these government dependents and all these plans to keep black people in line to get the black vote, and people just believed it. They ain't switched parties. Those people sold out. That's what happened. But Trump's a racist. What can I say? Trump's a racist. According to CNN standards and MSNBC standards, Trump is the biggest racist of all time. Give me a break. Anyway, if you guys like what I'm saying, like, comment, subscribe, share this video. I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.